Minister of Labour and Social Security, Mr. Mohammed Al-Ghazi, threatened economy institutions who rejected the implementation of Article 87A, which came into effect on Saturday, the 1st of August. Mrs. Nouria bin Ghabrid expresses concern over the disparity in the registered average exam results between provinces. And at least 2 soldiers have been killed and 24 others wounded in a suicide blast allegedly by Kurdish fighters in eastern Turkey. Hello ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Dzair News Live and welcome to this English news edition. First in our news file, the Minister of Labour and Social Security, Mr. Mohammed Al-Ghazi, threatened economy institutions who rejected the implementation of Article 87A, which came into effect on Saturday, the 1st of August. It's worth noting that this law will affect more than 500,000 employees in economy sector. Usama Snusi for more details.
The government confronts anyone who would dare to refuse the abolishment of Article 87A from the economy sector and refusing the transfer of employees' augmentation. With a threatening tone, the Minister of Labour and Social Security, Mr. Mohammed Al-Ghazi, said that those who wouldn't obey the law would be used against them.
As a labour sector, we have issued some instructions to the economic operators, urging them to apply what was issued literally. And for those who wouldn't comply, we'd take legal proceedings against them.
The abolishment of Article 87A is officially in the process of implementation, and the civil service has started applying the instruction, but the biggest responsibility involves the public sector, and the aim is that 2 million civil servants would benefit from the promised rate.
Well, the decision came into effect yesterday, the 1st of August. The civil service has issued a statement to all of the public administrations and institutions to apply this decision without fail.
With the tone of threat and warning, the Minister of Labour preferred implementing Article 87A to reassure the skeptics in the correct implementation of the decision, in order to ease the labour front, whose biggest concern is improving their financial and social situation.
Moving on to the national educational sector, with Minister Mrs. Nouria bin Ghabrid expressing concern over the disparity in the registered average exam results between provinces, saying the objective is to go through all the available details to elucidate the circumstances that led different public schools in one province to record unequal exam results. Mustafa Azouk.
On the sidelines of a press conference held here in Algiers, the Minister of National Education, Nouria bin Ghabrid, expressed concern over the disparity in average exam results between provinces and called on pedagogical experts within the sector to tackle this warrant contingency.
Our objective is to go through all the details to elucidate the circumstances that led different public schools in one province to register different exam results. The outcome of this meeting is to analyze the situation and to thrash out solutions, which can be implemented as from the next social comeback of 2015-2016.
The minister also did not miss the opportunity to clarify that introducing Algerian dialect in the academic program was just a mere suggestion. According to her, using dialect in primary schools might help pupils grasp better the meaning and niceties of the Arabic language.
Using Algerian dialect in preparatory classes to interact with pupils may help them quickly grasp and master the Arabic language.
The Minister of National Education, Nouria bin Ghabrid's new strategy to overhaul a sector that was ravaged by never-ending strikes seems to be on the right path for success and prepare for a calm social return.
The 7th edition of the National Leather Fair Products in the eastern province of Jijil is attracting thousands of visitors daily over a week time period. More than 60 craftsmen representing 25 provinces participated and displayed their finest 100% Algerian-made products characterized by high quality. Karim Fazakri.
The province of Dzair is living the events of the 7th edition of Leather Fair, which annually attracts thousands of visitors. This traditional event, organized by the Chamber of Crafts and Trades of the Dzair province, sees the participation of some 60 craftsmen and other specialized producers in leatherworks. They came from different parts of the country, bringing with them their finest leather goods and artistic works. During our visit to the exhibition, we noticed the presence of high-quality and 100% Algerian-made products which comply with the international standards and specifications and with competitive prices. What marked this edition is the variety and the development of high-quality Algerian products, and you can notice that the prices are competitive thanks to the discounts which the craftsmen made. I seized the opportunity to thank them for doing this because it boosts potentially the fair and entices more and more visitors to come. For their parts, the craftsmen really appreciated the gesture of organizing the exhibition in the summer season, for it allows them to market the products better in comparison with other time of the year. And on this occasion as well, the artisans expressed their concerning the challenges they are facing to develop the sector, especially with the scarcity of raw material, hoping the government would take the right measures to meet their aspirations. I make things with my own hands, such as wallets and handbags. I never use the sewing machine. I got a shop in Adrar province where I work and I try to market my products, but with great difficulty because of the spread of cheap Chinese knockoffs. I brought my own handmade products. This is a craft which I learned from my forefathers. This is my third participation in this fair in the province of Dzair. For raw materials, I don't buy them because they are expensive, so I have my own farm animals whose skins I use in this craft.
درك الجلد ما نشريه، الجلد راني مربية الزوايل يسمى مربية الحيوانات، وراني نخدموا منهم على خاطر اللي يشريه ما يقدرش يخدم ما يبغي منه.
جينا شاركنا في المعرض الوطني تاع صناعة الجلود لولاية جيجل، وهذه المرة الثالثة نشاركوا في هذا المعرض.
This is my third time I've participated in the leather fair in Dzair. Thank God there are no problems or difficulties in the exhibition. But the problems we're facing regards raw materials. They are scarce.
لا ماتير بريمير حنا باش ماناش نصيبوها بزاف راهي مفقودة. ماذا بينا إن شاء الله يكون في المستقبل.
There are many workshops during this fair on how to make handmade leather products, in addition to some surveys in the field of handicrafts hosted by specialists in the sector who are ready to help the participating craftsmen face their challenges.
Moving on to world news, at least 2 soldiers have been killed and 24 others wounded in a suicide blast allegedly by Kurdish fighters in eastern Turkey. The governor's office for Agri province said that the fighters from the Kurdistan Workers' Party attacked a military police station with a truck laden with 2 tons of explosives early on Sunday. The attack in Agri city came amid an escalation of violence between Ankara and the Kurdistan Workers' Party. Mustafa Azdok or Karim Fazdakri for more details.
2 soldiers have been killed and 24 others wounded in a suicide attack in eastern Turkey. It is claimed militants from the Kurdistan Workers' Party, or PKK, were behind it. A tractor laden with explosives was used to strike a military police outpost in the Dogabiai district of Agri province, which borders Iran. Last month, Turkey launched a campaign of airstrikes on PKK camps in northern Iraq. Officials say they are in response to increased violence. There has been a further escalation of armed attacks by the militants since then. At least 16 security force members have now been killed in violence, blamed on the PKK, over the past 2 weeks. The leader of Turkey's pro-Kurdish opposition accuses the country's president of launching airstrikes in Iraq and Syria to prevent Kurdish territorial and political gains. Iraqi Kurds have urged the separatist forces of the PKK to leave northern region of the country as the civilian death toll from Turkish airstrikes increases. The president of Iraq's Kurdistan region condemned Ankara's bombardment of the village of Zargala. Local media reported 8 people casualties. Turkey claims that around 260 Kurdish fighters have been killed since raids began last month. Turkish forces have also been carrying out airstrikes on ISIL targets in Syria. Meanwhile, police fired tear gas and used water cannons to disperse protesters in the mainly Kurdish city of Diyarbakir in southeastern Turkey. The demonstrators were attempting to march for peace and called for an end to military operations. The crowd were also seeking the release of PKK leader Abdullah Öcalan, who has been imprisoned since his capture in 1999.
More debris washed ashore on the Indian Ocean island of Reunion is being investigated after a wind part suspected to come from missing flight MH370 was found on Wednesday. It was thought one object discovered south of the city of St. Denis may have been part of a door, but police say it is not yet being treated as evidence and Malaysian officials cast doubt on it. MH370 disappeared in March last year with 239 people on board. The Malaysia Airlines flight was traveling from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. In sports news, a recent investigative piece by British and German news outlets has discovered or uncovered the extent of doping within athletics circles. Around 800 athletes are indicated or implicated in the scandal, including many current medal holders at the Olympic and World Championship level. Amin Mstuwa for more details.
A joint investigative piece by the British newspaper The Sunday Times and the German broadcaster ARD has revealed the extent of cheating at the very highest levels of athletic competition. The publications claim to have in their possession files recording the blood test results of over 5,000 athletes given to them by a whistleblower within the International Association of Athletics Federation, the sport's governing body. The database has revealed some startling details regarding the level of doping present within the sport, with amongst others more than 800 of the 5,000 athletes presenting results which are highly suggestive of doping. 142 medals, including 55 gold, or some third of those won in endurance events at the Olympics and World Championships between 2001 and 2012, were won by athletes who have recorded suspicious test results. None of these athletes were stripped of their medals. In some finals, every single medaling athlete had recorded a suspicious blood test. With 80% of medaling athletes possessing suspicious results in this period, Russia is the country with the most suspicious test results. For his part, the head of the World Anti-Doping Agency, Sir Craig Reedy, said that the organization was very disturbed by these new allegations, which will, once again, shake the foundation of clean athletes worldwide. The silver lining which can be found in these results is that extremely popular and iconic athletes within the sport, such as Jamaican Usain Bolt and Great Britain's Mo Farah, were not amongst those with their test results in doubt.
In technology developments, major electronics companies such as Apple and Samsung have partnered in order to develop the next generation of SIM card, which will be embedded within phones themselves and present several advantages over the current model. Amin Mstuwa.
The SIM card as we know it could soon be replaced, as popular consumer electronics companies such as Samsung and Apple are in talks with telecommunication companies to develop an electronic replacement which would be embedded within the telephone itself and enable consumers to switch carriers without having to switch SIM cards. The new replacement, known for the moment as an eSIM card, is said to be designed to allow consumers more flexibility with their carriers and plans, allowing them to quickly change these within the phone interface itself. It would be a drastic change to the current situation whereby many phones are locked to a single carrier and need to be unlocked, often illegally, in order to be used with another telecom operator. The GSM Association, which represents more than 250 operators worldwide, said, with the majority of operators on board, the plan is to finalize the technical architecture, which will be used in the development of an end-to-end remote SIM solution for consumer devices, with delivery anticipated by 2016. The eSIM will also remove the problems that have arisen in recent years with different smartphones using different sized physical SIM cards. An additional final benefit is that of security, as the new eSIM cards featuring passwords are said to be more secure than traditional SIM cards. With operators such as Vodafone, AT&T, Deutsche Telekom, and Etisalat among others already on board, consumers may be able to enjoy the benefits provided by this new system as early as the next iteration of Apple iPhones and Samsung's Galaxy lines.
Way back to national news, the International Timgad Music Festival in eastern Algeria has witnessed on its third night the participation of international music stars and singers who duly performed in international theatres like Lakrim and the Lebanese singer Masari. National singers were also present, such as Hamid Belbish and others who entertained the audience amid a joyful atmosphere of a mixture of vibrant national and world music. And finally, to wrap it up, it is the fourth largest province in Algeria after Constantine, the capital Algiers, and Oran. People call it Bled al-Anab because of the abundance of this fruit in the region. Spending summer holidays in this marvelous city of Annaba has a particular dimension due to its privileged geographical location and unbeatable climate. Mustafa Azzouk.
It is the fourth largest major province in Algeria after Constantine, the capital Algiers, and Oran. People call it Bled al-Anab or ancient Jujube city because of the abundance of this fruit in the area. These breathtaking images are from Annaba in eastern Algeria. Spending summer holidays in this marvelous city has a particular dimension due to its privileged geographical location and unbeatable climate. Annaba is a coastal city and has undergone significant growth in recent years. Annaba has an area with a higher population density than the other provinces of the Algerian coastline, such as Oran and the capital Algiers. Much of eastern and southern Algeria seeks the services, equipment and infrastructure of the city. Economically, it is the hub for various dynamic activities such as industry, transport, finance and tourism. You can say that Annaba is the flower of the East. I have toured the city around since I was a little kid. Unfortunately, we have a really slight knowledge about the culture of tourism, whereas in other neighboring countries they have established schools that specialize in teaching the culture of tourism. Its natural rural landscapes, its blue skies, in addition to having more than 15 seashores in the region. All these fascinating and beautiful natural resources which unfortunately are not exploited to attract more national and foreign tourists seeking quietude, rest and relaxation.
The end of our English news edition, brought to you live from Zair News channel. Thank you so much for following us. Bye-bye.